Hello, welcome to High Ground Gaming. This is Eric. My co-host, Mr. Brody, is here. We're going to do another game for the 1978 Boston Red Sox season using Strat-o-matic baseball. This is game number 117 of the season. And the Red Sox come in with a record of 68-48, which is 6 games behind their pace. They came in to this game with a 74-42 record. Milwaukee, on the other hand, has a record of 71-43 and is in first place. And they are actually, let's see here, 9 games ahead of their pace. They were just 62-52 coming into this game. So they're performing a lot better. And are in first place. The New York Yankees are currently in second place, 1 game behind the Milwaukee Brewers. So as you can, well, you can't see. I just simmed the game, so I know who actually won the Yankees game. They played Baltimore today, but we'll keep an eye on that as we play this game. So without further ado, let's get this game underway.
Welcome to the stadium for today's ball game.
So Bill Lee is on the mound. He'll be going up against, I think it was Larry Sorenson for the Milwaukee Brewers. Yeah, Larry Sorenson. As you can see, that Dwight Evans is not in the Red Sox lineup. As you can see in right field, Gary Hancock is getting a start there. Now, I think he did spend a couple of nights on a couple of stints on the DL. I believe it was, unless I'm thinking of the 1977 season. But anyway, or it could be just a day off. In fact, let's just check here to see. He might just be getting a day off. No, actually, it looks like he may be unavailable. So he could be on the DL. I'll have to keep an eye on that. But anyway, for the Milwaukee, for Bill Lee's comes in with just a 4-9 record. He was 10-10 on the actual season, so he's underperformed so far. Record-wise, his ERA is approximately the same. It's 3.69 compared to 3.46. He pitched 158 innings, allowing 157 hits, so he's fared better as far as in those regards than he did on the actual season. 40 walks and 42 strikeouts. Again, not many walks or strikeouts, so tended to put the ball in play. And has surrendered already 19 homers. He pitched 177 innings and he's at 158 now. So we'll have to keep an eye on that to make sure we don't go over that by too much. So for the Milwaukee Brewers, it's going to be Paul Molitor, the second baseman, will lead it off. He'll be followed by Don Money, the first baseman. Batting third is Sal Bando, the third baseman. Larry Heisel is the DH today, batting cleanup. Dick Davis, I think it is. I want to say Dick Davis. Yes, Dick Davis. The left fielder will hit fifth. Jim Wolford is the right fielder, hitting sixth. Robin Yount, the shortstop, hits seventh. Gorman Thomas, the center fielder, will bat eighth. And behind the plate is Buck Martinez, hitting ninth. So that's the lineup for the Milwaukee Brewers. So the defense behind Lee is going to be Rice in left, Lynn in center, and Gary Hancock, as we stated earlier, will get the start in right. Lynn with excellent range and an above average arm. Jim Rice average range and an above average, actually average arm. Gary Hancock actually has above average range in right field, which I was surprised to see. He does commit somewhat error prone with a rating of 13 and a slightly above average arm. In the infield, it's going to be Hobson, Burleson, Remy, and Scott, the usual suspects there. Hobson with below average range and extremely error prone. Burleson with excellent range. And Remy and Scott with above average range, second and first. Behind the plate, Fisk with excellent range and an above average arm will be behind the plate. Bill Lee with average range will commit an occasion, a little bit above average as far as errors go, on the bad side, with a +1 hold rating. So slightly below average at holding runners on. So Lee looks in for the sign from Fisk. Molitor comes in with a .268 average on the season with 4 homers and 34 runs batted in. So here's the windup and the pitch. And it's going to be off the 6th column of Lee. And that's a ground ball to Scott. Charges it. Fires over to Lee covering. 1 down. So Don Money up now. Don Money comes in hitting .296 with 9 homers and 46 runs batted in. And this is going to be off of the 2 column of Money. And that's going to be a base hit past Burleson. Rice picks it up and fires it in. So Money on with a 1-out single. Scott will hold him on. That'll bring up Sal Bando. Bando comes in with a .266 average with 11 homers and 38 runs batted in. Money takes a walking lead. He has 3 stolen bases and 3 attempts so far. Unable to get a good lead off the lefty Lee. So it's going to be off the 1 column of Bando. And fastball right down the middle for strike 3. So 2 down now for the dangerous Larry Heisel. He's having an excellent season, hitting .277 with 30 homers and 85 runs batted in. Lee hoping to get out of it. The damage is going to be off of his 4 column. And that's a ground ball to Remy. Over to Scott. And that'll do it for Milwaukee in the first. So through 1/2, it's Milwaukee nothing, and the Red Sox coming up. Larry Sorenson on the hill. He's got a record of just 9-13. He was actually 18-12 on the actual season. So not getting a lot of... his ERA is a 1 run above his .320 earned run average for the season at 4.22. So he's got only half as many wins as he did for the season. And has already got 1 more loss than he did in all of 1978. So he's pitched 194 innings, allowing 224 hits. So he's allowed a lot more hits than innings pitched. 41 walks and 57 strikeouts. And has surrendered 20 homers, where he, in just 194 innings, where in approximately 85 more innings, he allowed 6 less home runs. So the home run ball has been a problem for Sorenson so far. So for the Red Sox, Rick Burleson, the shortstop, will lead it off. He'll be followed by Jerry Remy, the second baseman. Batting third is the left fielder Jim Rice. Batting cleanup once again today is Carlton Fisk behind the plate. The center fielder Fred Lynn will hit 5th. Dwight Evans, actually, okay, he's just getting a day off from the field, so he appears to be okay. He is the DH today. Batting 6th is Gary Hancock getting a start in right field. Batting 7th, the first baseman George Scott. And batting 9th, the third baseman Butch Hobson. So that's good news, as Evans seems to be okay. He's just he might be nursing a slight injury, but he's in the lineup, so that's good. So the defense behind Sorenson is going to be Davis in left, Thomas in center, and Wolford in right. Thomas with above average range in center, Wolford average range in right, and Davis with below average range in left. Bando, Yount, Molitor, and Money in the infield. Bando and Yount above average range. Yount somewhat error prone at shortstop. Molitor a little bit error prone at second base with below average range. Money average range at first. Behind the plate, Buck Martinez is above average range with a slightly above average arm. Sorenson with slightly above average range. Well, above average range on the mound. And average hold rating. So Burleson comes in with a .269 average on the season with 1 homer and 37 runs batted in. And it's going to be off of his 1 column. And he'll pop one up to Molitor. Calls for it, waits for it, and makes the catch. So 1 down now for Jerry Remy. Remy hitting an even .300 with 2 homers and 35 runs batted in. And it's going to be off the 5 column of Sorenson. And that'll be a base hit to left. Past the out into the outfield. So 1 on and 1 out for Jim Rice. Jim Rice hitting .308 in the season with 34 homers and 98 runs batted in. So been in somewhat of a slump recently. And he could break out of it with a long one here possibly. And that is going to be a hit over the head of Thomas. This one will go for extra bases. And do we want to bring Remy home? Let's see here. I think we're going to send Remy home. And we're going to hold Rice. Oh, and Remy is gunned out at home by Thomas. So Rice with a double. Remy out trying to score. So it'll be up Carlton Fisk. Fisk hitting .309 on the season with 15 homers and 63 runs batted in. And he'll get one to hit here. And that one's going to be hit almost the same spot Rice hits it. This time Rice will score easily and put the Red Sox on the board. As Thomas dove for it and missed it. So Fisk with an RBI double puts the Red Sox on the board 1-0. So that'll bring up Fred Lynn. Fred Lynn comes into the game hitting .297 with 21 homers and 72 runs batted in. So his stats are pretty much spot on to what he did in the actual season. In fact, that's probably about as close as I've seen it. With the doubles, triples, homers, and RBIs. Still with approximately 80 more bats left, so he could beat a lot of those marks and probably equal his RBI total. And Lynn is going to get a good one to hit here. But he's going to pop it up. So Molitor makes the catch to retire the side. But the Red Sox get on the board on the RBI double by Fisk, and it's 1-0 after 1. So lead now with the lead. Davis, Wolford, and Yount up for the Brewers. Dick Davis comes in with a .223 average with 5 homers and 17 runs batted in. It's going to be off of his 2 column, which is a base hit up the middle. So he'll be on with a leadoff single. So it's going to be up Jim Wolford hitting .281 on the season with a homer and 13 runs batted in. It's going to be a hit and run here. And that's going to be a base hit. Davis will go to third, so run is at the corners as the hit and run is executed to perfection. So the tying run just 90 feet away with nobody out. Going to be a Robin Yount hitting .293 with 5 homers and 34 runs batted in. And it's going to be off the 3 column. And that's going to be a line out to Burleson. Runners cannot advance. So 1 down now. Red Sox will play back, trying to turn 2. Thomas is a double play candidate. With fairly slow speed. I think he has fairly slow speed. Let's see here. No, actually, he is pretty fast. Faster than I thought he was. Anyway. So runners at the corners with 1 down. Thomas having a great season so far, hitting .297 already with 30 homers and 71 runs batted in. So he's on a pace to easily beat his 32 homers. And Wolford, it's going to be in the dirt. Fisk blocks the pitch. Wolford is on the run. Oh, we have a good chance to throw him out here. I think we're gonna throw and try to get him out. And he is out. So Wolford tried to advance on the pitch in the dirt. And he is gunned out. Davis holds at third. So 2 down now. So the Red Sox could get out of this without any damage. They can get Thomas here. And it's going to be off the 6 column, so as long as it's not an 8, we should be alright. And that's a pop up to short. Burleson calls for it. And makes the catch. Had to come in a little bit for it. So after 1.5, Red Sox maintain their 1-0 lead. Dwight Evans DHing today comes to the plate, hitting .257 with 19 homers and 67 runs batted in. Here's the windup in the pitch by Sorenson. And Evans would draw the walk on a check swing. So a good start for the Red Sox here in the second. Brings up Gary Hancock getting a start in right field. Hitting .273 with 2 runs batted in. And that'll be a fly ball to right. Wolford handles it for out number 1. That'll be up to Boomer George Scott, .243 hitter on the season with 10 homers and 34 runs batted in. And it's going to be off the 4 column. So it's going to be a range check on Yount. Yount in 2 range, so 1 and 2 will be a hit. Otherwise, he will get in front of it. He gets in front of it. And see if he can turn 2. Throws a second for 1, back to first. And they turn the 6-4-3 double play, and that'll do it for the Red Sox in the second. So after 2 full, it's Boston 1 and Milwaukee 0. Martinez will lead it off for the Brew Crew here in the top of the third. Hitting .193 on the season with a homer and 18 runs batted in. And that's a ground ball to Remy. Plays it on a bounce. Over to Scott for out number 1. Paul Molitor up now. Grounded out his first time up. This time he'll line out to Burleson for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down in the Milwaukee third. That'll be up Don Money. Don Money singled his first time up. And it's going to be a range check on Burleson. Burleson with excellent range. Thankfully. Gets to it. Oh, but he's going to boot it here. Bobbles it and can't make the throw. So Money reaches on the error by Burleson. So 2 out base runner. It brings up Bando, who struck out his first time up. And Money tries to get a lead, but can't seem to get one against Lee. And he's going to... Bando will pop out to Burleson. This time he does handle it. And after 2.5, it remains 1-0 Boston. Butch Hobson, with his first at bat of the day, will lead it off for the Red Sox in the home half of the third. Hobson comes in with a .280 average on the season with 10 homers and 45 runs batted in. And called third strike. Oh, actually, they say he went around. So they check with the first base umpire. So Hobson is down on strikes. Sorenson's first strikeout of the day. So let's check the scores out. Baltimore ahead of the Yankees 2-0. That's good news. Palmer and Tidrow dueling. Minnesota leads Cleveland 1-0. Carew is at his 8th home run for Minnesota. Kansas City bombing Detroit 8-0. Clint Hurdle is at his 7th home run for Kansas City. And Chicago and Texas are tied at 1. Orta has hit his 15th home run for the White Sox. Mr. Brody's changing his seats as he frequently does here. Get a better perspective on the game. You ready there, Mr. Brody? He is ready. All right. So Burleson will be up now with 1 out in the Red Sox third. He popped out his first time up. And Burleson will get a good one to hit here. And that's going to be a base hit to left. Past the out. So Burleson will be on with a 1 out single. Money will hold him on. Then we have Jerry Remy, who singled his first time up. Oh, and this could be 2. Hit the Molitor, over to Yount for 1, back to first. And they turn another double play. So the Red Sox are currently 5-5 in their last 10 games. 4 games out of first place, as we mentioned earlier. So they can get a win here. They can cut that down to 3 games. So Larry Heisel up now. He grounded out his first time up. He'll lead it off from Milwaukee here in the 4th. And that's a fly ball to center. Lynn has it sized up. Deep center, actually. Lynn races hard, and he has to dive for it. It's a beautiful play by Lynn, as he goes all out on that for the first out of the 4th. So Dick Davis up now, singled his first time up. And he'll hit one to the left. Right circles under it and makes the play. So 2 down here in the Milwaukee 4th. Brings up Jim Wolford. Also singled his first time up. And it's a ground ball to Remy. Picks it up and fires to first for out number 3. So 1, 2, 3 go the Brewers in the 4th, and it remains 1-0 Boston. Jim Rice will lead it off for the Red Sox in the 4th. He doubled his first time up. And he'll line one to Molitor, who catches it in self-defense for out number 1. Fisk up now, hit an RBI double to put the Red Sox on the board his first time up. And that'll be a ground ball to Yount. Swings over the top of it. Yount scoops it up and throws over to first for out number 2. So that brings up Lynn. Popped out his first time up. This time he'll draw the walk. First walk given up by... The second walk given up by Sorenson today. So Dwight Evans, he got the other walk for the Red Sox. Try to extend the inning here. And that'll be a ground ball to Yount. He'll get in front of it. Oh, but he's going to boot it here. Rolls up his arm. So error on the other shortstop. So both shortstop have committed an error today. So that'll make first and second with 2 down. So Hancock with a chance to add to the Red Sox lead with a base hit. And it's going to be off the 6th column. And another range check on Yount. He'll get in front of it, and... Oh, he's going to commit another error. So Yount commits back-to-back errors as he throws wild. So Lynn will score. Evans will move to third, Hancock to second. And so that'll be an unearned run. The Red Sox will take it, and it's now 2-0. So George Scott up now. He grounded it into a double play his first time up. And this time he'll ground to Yount. This time Yount handles it. Over to Money to retire the side. But the errors proved costly by Yount, leading to an unearned run, and it's 2-0 Boston at the end of 4. So Lee with a little bit more breathing room now, 2-0. Yount lined up his first time out. And he's going to hit one back to Lee. Oh, and Lee cannot handle it. And they're going to credit that with a base hit, infield single for Yount. So, lead runner on. Scott will hold him on. Yount is a threat to steal. Somewhat of a threat. Yeah, she's a threat to steal. 16 stolen bases on the season. Caught stealing 5 times. Gorman Thomas up now. He could tie it up with one swing of the bat. Popped out his first time up. And he's going to get himself a base hit, so the first 2 runners on. Yount holds at second, so runners on first and second with nobody out. Hobson and Scott are playing in. And it's going to be a bunt fielded by Fisk. Throws to first. So Martinez will get the job done. So it'll put the tying run in scoring position. With 1 down. Paul Molitor 0 for 2 on the day. Do the Red Sox want to play in here? Yeah, they'll play back. They're up by 2, so they'll concede the run to get it out. Don't want to get a base hit through the drawn in infield. So they will play back. And that's going to be a ground ball to Burleson. Taken by Burleson, throws to first. As Yount scores. Thomas also moves to third. But with 2 down now, so it's a 2-1 game. So Baltimore increases the lead over New York 5-1 now. Minnesota leads Cleveland 1-0. Kansas City still in front of Detroit 8-0. And Texas 6-1 over Chicago. So Lee hoping to get out of it with just the 1 run. Don Money up now. Singled in the first and reached on an error by Burleson in the third. And that's a fly ball liner to left. Rice has it sized up and makes the catch. So Milwaukee gets 1 back, and it's 2-1 Boston after halfway through. Hobson will lead it off for the Red Sox. Struck out his first time up. And this time he'll fly out to Thomas in center. Thomas closes in quickly and makes the catch. So Rick Burleson up now. He's 1 for 2, singled in his last at bat. And this time he'll pop up to his counterpart. And Yount makes the catch for out number 2. Jerry Remy up now, 1 for 2 with a single. And he's going to fly out to Wolford and right. And that'll do it for the Red Sox in the 5th. So Red Sox go in order. And after 5 full, it's Boston by 1. Bando 0 for 2 on the day will come to the plate first for Milwaukee. Oh, and he's going to get a hold of one here. This one's going to go deep, and that one's high off the wall. As Lynn jumps but can't get to it. So Bando will reach second with a leadoff double. So a tie run on board for Larry Heisel, who's 0 for 2 on the day. And that's a ground ball to Remy. This will get the runner over. Flips over to Scott for out number 1. So the infield will play in, trying to keep this a 1-run game. Dick Davis up now. 1 for 2, single back in the second. And that's going to be a ground ball to Remy, a range check on Remy. He'll get in front of it. Oh, that's... How did Remy... The infield's playing in. How does he get it in short right field? I don't understand how that could be. But anyway, he's unable to get Davis at first, and the run does come home. So Davis with an RBI single. And Milwaukee has tied it up 2-2 now. Scott holding Davis on. Wolford up now. He's 1 for 2 with a single. And that's a ground ball to Remy. His only play is to Scott at first, as Wolford moves into scoring position. Davis moves into scoring position. So Yount up now. 1 for 2 with a single. And he'll pop this out to his counterpart. Burleson will make the catch to retire the side. Milwaukee gets a run and ties the game at 2. So Sorenson back out there for his 6th inning of work. Sorenson up to 79 pitches through 5 innings. Rice 1 for 2 with a double, lead it off for the Red Sox here in the 6th. And he's going to hit one down the right field line. And near the fence, and that's going to go foul. Just foul. And this one's a ground ball to Bando, to Harper, for out number 1. Fisk up now, had an RBI double in the 1st and grounded out in the 4th. And he'll strike out looking here for out number 2. Freddie Lynn 0 for 1. Walked his last time up. And this time he'll pop one up to Yount. Calls for it and makes the catch. So nothing doing for the Red Sox in the 6th, and the score remains tied at 2. So it'll be Thomas Martinez on the top of the order. Molitor up against Lee. Lee, 93 pitches. This is most likely going to be his last inning. Ooh, we got the 5 call. And that's going to be a base hit up the middle. So Thomas is on with his 2nd hit of the day. Scott holding him on. Martinez up now. Corners are going to play in. Martinez squares the bunt. Ooh, we're going to throw for the lead runner here. Let's see if we can get him. Oh, and he's just in there. So runners on 1st and 2nd with nobody out. Corners playing in. Molitor up now, 0 for 3 with an RBI. He's going to bunt, pop it up, caught by Lee. As the runners get back to their bases. So Molitor unable to get the bunt down. Don Money up now, as the infield's playing back for 2. Money 1 for 3. And that's a ground ball to short. Over to Remy for 1. Back to 1st. Double play. 7th inning stretch time here in Boston. So here's the trivia question brought to you by Mr. Brody and Miss Mags. What Red Sox player set an American League designated hitter record for home runs with 47 in 2006? Well, that's pretty easy there. All right, lock in your answers. We're going to go with Big Papi, David Ortiz. Here's the answer. Yep. That was a pretty easy one there. Especially if you're a Red Sox fan. Thank you, Mr. Brody. All right, so Dwight Evans will lead it off for the Red Sox after the 7th inning stretch. Evans 0 for 1 with a walk. He also reached on an error, so he's been on base twice without a hit. And that's a ground ball to Molitor. He'll get in front of it. And he will make the play over to Money for out number 1. So Hancock up now. Flew out in the 2nd and reached on a 2-base error by Yount. And this time he'll fly out to Wolford and look right for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down for the Red Sox in the 7th. George Scott up now. Looks like they're going to pitch around him. He's 0 for 2 on the day. And Scott will get one to hit here. And he'll lay off of it. And it'll be a ball. So Scott on with a 2-out walk for Butch Hobson. Oh, Hobson's 0 for 2 on the day. And that is going to be a range check on Yount. He's already got 2 errors on the day. He'll get in front of it. Oh, and Yount is going to commit another error, his third of the day. Throws it away. Wow, so Robert Yount with 3 errors on the day. As the Hobson goes to second, Scott to third. So a single could put the Red Sox up by 2 here, as the runners will be off on contact. Well, they don't necessarily have to run, but I'm sure they will be. At least Scott will be at third. So Rick Burleson up now. 1 for 3, single back in the third. And they're going to stick with Sorenson. Come on, 2 column. Ooh, come on, 4. Just missed it. Hits it to Bando, over to Money, and that'll do it. So the Red Sox cannot take advantage of the error by Yount, his third of the day. And it remains 2-2 after 7. I think that is going to be it for Lee. Let's see who we have here. So we've got Bando, Heisel, and Davis, the heart of the order here. All righties. How's Drago doing? Ooh, Drago's pretty high up there. Campbell just not good against righties, though. Stanley's unavailable. Oof. I think we got to go with Drago, even though. Got to go with Drago. We'll rest him later on. These are the big games now, so against the first place team, so we got to bring out our best. So Bando 1 for 3 of the double will lead it off against Drago. Drago comes in with a 6-6 record, 5 saves, 2.47 earned run average, 62 innings pitched, 58 hits allowed, 20 walks and 40 strikeouts, and has surrendered 5 homers. So Bando 1 for 3 of the double will lead it off, and he'll ground one to Burleson. Burleson feeds it cleanly over first quickly for out number 1. Larry Heisel hitless on the day. Hobson and Scott are guarding the lines. And that's going to be hit to Hobson. Good thing he was guarding the line. Over to Scott for out number 2. Dick Davis out now. He's had a couple of hits today. 2 for 3 with an RBI. And he'll line one out to Remy for out number 3. So Milwaukee goes in order against Drago in the 8th. And Baltimore with the lead over New York 5-2. Murray has hit his 19th home run for Baltimore. Cleveland comfortably ahead of Milwaukee 9-3. Kansas City destroying Detroit 12-3. And Texas ahead of Chicago 7-1. So Remy will lead it off for the Red Sox in the bottom of the 8th after the crowd sings Sweet Caroline. Remy 1 for 3 on the day. And make that 1 for 4 as he flies out to Wolford and right. There's a diving catch by Wolford. So Jim Rice up now. Double back in the first, 1 for 3. And he'll get his second hit, a base hit up the middle. So Rice with a couple of hits today. That'll bring him Carlton Fisk. And an RBI double back in the first, 1 for 3. And he'll strike out for the second time today. So 2 outs now in the Red Sox 8th. Brings up Fred Lynn. 0 for 2 with a walk. Also scored a run. And it'll be a range check on Martinez, the first catcher range check today. Come on, wild pitch. That would be nice. No, it looks like it's a pop out. And it looks like he'll handle it for out number 3. So after 8 innings, it's tied up at 2 as we head to the 9th. Drago back out for another inning of work. Hobson and Scott guarding the lines. No doubles defense. Wolford up now, 1 for 3 with a single. And he'll strike out looking right down the middle. So Drago gets Wolford. Robin Yount up now 1 for 3 with a run scored. And that's hit to Burleson. Takes off after it and leaps and makes the catch. So great range on that play showed by Burleson. So we have Gorman Thomas with 2 outs and the bases empty. Thomas has singled his last couple times up, 2 for 3 on the day. But this time he'll strike out looking. Still ahead to the bottom of the ninth. Sorensen back out to pitch the ninth. Up to 119 pitches. Money and Bando guarding the line against Evans, who's 0 for 2 with a walk. And a good start for the Red Sox as Evan gets his second walk, so the winning run on. And I don't think Hancock's be much of a bunter here. Yes, he is, though. He's a bunter A, to my surprise, so that's what he will be doing. So Hancock is going to try to get Evans over in the scoring position. And he squares around, bunts, quick glance at the lead runner, fielded by Money, throw to first. So Hancock gets Evans over in the scoring position. So George Scott with a chance to be the hero. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Oh, and Scott's going to get a good one to hit here. Just didn't quite get enough of it. And Davis will be there to make the catch. Right at the base of the wall. Evans has to hold. Fans were up on their feet thinking that one was going to get at least clip part of the wall, but just died, as it is a bad night here at Fenway, so the wind must have knocked that one down. So Butch Hobson with a chance to be the hero here. And Hobson's going to be issued a free pass. So Rick Burleson, who's 1 for 4 on the day, will get a chance to be the hero. And we're going to let Sorensen stay in to pitch to Burleson. Oh, man. 1 through 6 would have been a base hit. Instead, it's a 9. So we're headed to extra innings. So the Red Sox cannot get the winning run home. Drago back out again for his 3rd inning of work. He'll face Martinez in top of the order, Molitor and Money. Martinez officially 0 for 1. Also had a sacrifice bunt. Actually had 2 sacrifice bunts. And this time he'll strike out. So 3rd strikeout for Drago today. He's been excellent in relief today. Molitor up now. 0 for 4 with an RBI. He'll get a good one hit here, though. But he'll ground it to Burleson. Fires over to Scott for out number 2. So 2 gone in the 10th for Milwaukee. So you have some final scores. Baltimore beats the Yankees 5-4. So the Red Sox can gain a gain on them with a victory. Cleveland defeats Minnesota 9-3. Kansas City over Detroit 12-5. Texas 7-1 over the White Sox. And we're tied at 2 here at Fenway. So 2 down now for Money, who's 1 for 4. And he'll pop one out to Remy. So Milwaukee goes in order in the 10th. So the Red Sox with another chance to win it. Sorensen back out for his 10th inning of work. Jerry Remy, 1 for 4 on the day, will come out. And he'll get a leadoff single, so a good start for the Red Sox as the winning run is on board. That probably is going to be it for Sorensen. Wow, they're going to let him pitch to Rice. Surprise, surprise, as Rice is 2 for 4 off of him. They're going to let Rice hit away here. And he will strike out. So Rice unable to get the runner over. So they'll bring up Carlton Fisk. He struck out his last 2 times up. Does have a double back, RBI double back in the first, so 1 for 4. Oh, and Fisk is going to get a hold of one here. And that is going to be into the corner. And see if they're going to send Remy home. And we're going to send Remy for the winning run. 80% chance. Send him home. And we're going to hold the trailing runner. And Remy scores the winning run. So this time Remy is not thrown out. Carlton Fisk gets the game-winning RBI double. And the Red Sox win it in 10. As the fans go crazy. His teammates swarm him and Fisk, and the Red Sox with a huge victory here. Pulled to within 3 games now of first place Milwaukee. So a huge victory here. So let's get the box score. So Red Sox win a thriller in 10. So Bill Lee will get no decision. Red Sox improved to 69-48. Now just 5 games behind their pace. Bill Lee, 7 innings pitched, 8 hits allowed, 2 runs, both of them earned, no walks and 1 strikeout. Dick Drago will get the win. Pitched 3 innings of strong relief, allowing no hits and 3 strikeouts. So Drago was on his game today. Deserves that win. ERA now down to 2.35. Larry Sorenson goes the distance from Milwaukee. Unfortunately, it was in a loss. 9 1/3 innings. 7 hits allowed, 3 runs, 2 of them earned. 5 walks and 4 strikeouts. For the Red Sox, Rick Burleson was 1 for 5. Jerry Remy 2 for 5 with a run scored. Jim Rice 2 for 5 with a run scored. Carlton Fisk 2 for 5 with 2 runs batted, including the game winner. Fred Lynn 0 for 3 with a run scored. And Dwight Evans 0 for 2. I think with a couple of walks. Gary Hancock was 0 for 3. George Scott 0 for 3. And Butch Hobson 0 for 3. Paul Molitor was 0 for 5, but with an RBI. Don Money 1 for 5. Sal Bando 1 for 4 with a run scored. Larry Heisel was hitless on the day 0 for 4. Dick Davis 2 for 4 with an RBI. Jim Wolford 1 for 4. Robin Yount 1 for 4 with a run scored. Also committed 3 errors on the day. Gorman Thomas was 2 for 4. And Buck Martinez 0 for 2 with a couple of sacrifice bunts. So player of the game. This one's kind of a little bit of a toughie. Offensively, I would have to say it would be Fisk, 2 for 5. As he got the first RBI for the Red Sox and the game winner, 2 for 5 with 2 runs batted in. Dick Drago, though, very instrumental there. And I think he got a... Did he get out of somewhat of a jam? I think Lee left him. Let me check here. Let's check the... I'm just curious to see when Drago came in. Did he come in with a clean inning? I think he did. Yeah, he did. Okay. So he pitched 3 innings, not allowing... I don't think he allowed he allowed 1 hit? No. No, he didn't allow any hits. So he pitched... I think we're going to give the player of the game to Dick Drago. Because Dick Drago pitched 3, went through the lineup once without allowing a base runner. So Dick Drago is going to get the player of the game. Game number 2 is definitely going to be Carlton Fisk. So Dick Drago, yeah, pitched 3 scoreless, 3 strong innings as the Red Sox bested the Milwaukee Brewers in 10 innings, 3-2. Score was tied at 2 after 9. Boston won it in the 10th. Jerry Remy ripped a 1-base hit. Jim Rice was next batter, but he struck out. Carlton Fisk then doubled, making it Boston victors to the delight of the hometown faithful, Fenway faithful. Boston wrapped out 7 hits for the night. Drago 7-6 went 3 innings, allowing no runs for the win. Sorensen 9-14 was tagged with the loss. He pitched 9 1/3 innings, allowing 7 hits and 5 walks. Boston's ball club's record now stands at 69-48. With the loss, Milwaukee has a 4-6 record as of late and 71-44 overall. So that is it, as it was a 5-game series against the Brew Crew. Red Sox, Milwaukee took the series 3 out of 5. The Red Sox won the last 2 games. So let's take a look at the standings now. So with the win, oops. The Red Sox now 3 games out of first place. The Yankees still a game behind. We get a little closer to New York now. So 3 games out of first and 2 games out of second. So the Red Sox, take a look at their schedule now. So as we near my birthday, Wednesday, August 16th will be my birthday. Let's see, they'll start a series against the California Angels. Yes, at California. So let's So let's check and see what is going to go on during the day. And the Yankees lost again. So if the Red Sox can get a victory there. And is Milwaukee playing? Milwaukee won. Okay, so they can't get anyone in Milwaukee, but in order to maintain pace and get a game closer to the Yankees, if they win. So let's check out that's going to be Dennis Eckersley on the hill against Frank Tanana, so that'll be a good pitching matchup in game number 118 of the season. Against the Anaheim, California Angels in California. So that'll be a good game. So check that one out. So thank you for joining me. It's been Eric from Higher Ground Gaming, my co-host Mr. Brody, and Miss Mags, of course, saying God bless. And if you like these videos, definitely like and subscribe. We'd love to have you aboard the Higher Ground Gaming crew. And check out our other channels that we like and subscribe to, like Our Red Sox Fan and Tabletop Baseball, ID Gesture, Baseball Demos, RNG IDP, Beach of Bums Gaming, among the many others that we subscribe to. So take care and God bless. Bye-bye now.